Like with any generation, Generation 8 introduced a few new unique type combinations that we've never seen till the new gen started, and some fantastic ones at that. We got Fire and Ice with the Galarian Darmanitan line, Ice and Bug with the Frostmoth line, Electric Poison with the Toxtricity line, Bug Psychic with the Orbeal line, which, the Pokemon's alright, but Dr. Eggman got a clean design. Poison Fairy with Galarian Weezing, Dark Fairy with the line of Pokemon that still has yet to be announced yet, and Electric Dark with Morpeko. Not necessarily a Luxray or anything, but it's cute. And finally, after Pokemon Legends Arceus, the number of unique type combinations that have gone up since Sword and Shield is a whopping 1. But the one that I think people have been asking for the most, Normal Ghost with the Hisuian Zoroark and Zoroark line. It's such a killer typing and one that I think everyone is incredibly happy with, because man, this is a popular Pokemon in the community. Every other Hisuian Pokemon uses an existing type, as Pokemon such as Hisuian Voltorb may seem like it has a new type combination, but in comes Rotom to ruin your day. Types like Water and Flying have ironically covered all their ground, but every other type has not. They're all missing one type combination or more. So, in today's video, with the help of our friend DarknWindie, we're going to be going over some Fakemon for every unused combination that we're missing in this series, as every Fakemon in this video will be provided by him. And let me tell you, we got some good ones. Normal is coming in with 5 unused type combinations. Normal Rock, Normal Bug, Normal Poison, Normal Ice, and Normal Steel. Now here's the thing. Normal Steel technically already has 2 Pokemon on the roster, as Pokestar Studios Prop 1 and 2, F-Zero, are Steel Normal type Propamon. So if you ever go through the glorious wonder of theater school in Black 2 and White 2, you're good in this department. Otherwise, you're grouped in with the rest of us, where we're still looking for a new Pokemon to fill this type. And man, is it weird that Normal is missing this many types. I feel like it's very easy for a lot of Pokemon to be a normal version of its type. Like look at Weedle, it's a pretty normal bug. Roggenrola, that's a pretty normal rock. Coughing Bird Mike Clink, all normal and very basic versions of Poison, Ice, and Steel respectively. Normal and Ghost might have been the hardest one to pin down, but again, they nailed that with the Zoroark family, so in my eyes, none of these other type combinations really have any excuse. We should have gotten them a long time ago. For these 5 type combinations, we've got DarknWindie's Semigriso, Maga, Nindor, Freezer, and Armorat. DarknWindie just in advance, if I get these pronunciations all messed up, I'm so sorry. If you ask me, just by looking at all these designs, you can really see the normal in them. Freezer, it's an ice bunny. A bunny is a pretty normal kind of animal. Semigriso, I thought it was a horse, but it's actually a zebra. But regardless, a zebra is a pretty normal animal. And it's also a rock type. Maga may just be a regular old bug, but it's a cleaning bug. You know what other Pokemon cleans often? That's right, it's one of our mascots. And what type is it? It's a normal type. Yeah, see, I think DarknWindie understood that normal bugs, like the early route bugs, won't be considered normal types, just regular bugs. So to switch it up, he added a normal quality or activity to it. The householder activity like cleaning is a pretty normal thing to do, so I rate it. And finally we got Nindor and Armorat, a poison rat and a steel armor rat. Rats are common animals, so yeah, normal poison, normal steel. I hope you guys understand. These typings literally should have happened way back, and I'm amazed they haven't already. On the flip side, the Fighting type has 3 unique type combinations that have yet to be used. Fighting Electric, Fighting Ground, and Fighting Fairy. If you ask me, Zeraora should have been an Electric Fighting type from the jump. Marowak could have passed as a Ground and Fairy type if they tried hard enough. Fairy on the other hand does need some assistance, as there aren't all too many heroic or intimidating looking Pokemon in this roster. But hey, we can help out a bit. This time, we've taken DarknWindie's Giga Strike, Traumas, and Elegant. Giga Strike kinda has the opposite of what Zeraora should. It goes to the primary fighting style with bits of electric elements in there on the side, which works really well. Traumas is an ogre, and ogres love the swamp. Quite earthly indeed, and its appearance alone tells you that it loves to fight. Then Elegant has the right balance of the Elegant Fairy type as well as the heroic Fighting type. The only one of these 3 that I can really excuse is the Fighting and Fairy one, as Fairy is the newest type, and there really aren't any other existing designs that could really fit this build. But Fighting Ground is a bit iffy. and Fighting Electric has zero excuses. Even Elekid, the Champion League's honorary mascot that I don't like as much as the rest of them, even fits this type. But oh well. Oh yeah, be sure to subscribe to that channel, by the way. We're gonna have a podcast about PLA real soon. Poison actually has more unused typings than Fighting. We already mentioned normal Poison, but we also have Poison Ice, Poison Psychic, and Poison Steel. Now among these, Poison Steel is quite a difficult one, but Poison and Ice could have easily been done. And Poison and Psychic could have been done ages ago. For instance, DarknWindie's Gustspore is a perfect example of a Psychedelic Mushroom, which we have plenty of. Don't do mushrooms, kids. Parasect fits as a bug grass type for sure, but I think if the fairy type was there in Generation 5, Amoonguss could have made the cut. But I think above all, Shiinotic has no excuse. It definitely should have been poison and fairy type. It's pretty much what Gustspore is like, so no excuses. Frostcoil fits the poison ice aesthetic entirely, and honestly, if it had a third typing, I'd go with Steel, since it has a design based off a continuous track, but it's mainly based off a snow snake and a hoop snake, so it's pretty easy. Most snakes are poisonous, snowy snake that's venomous, yeah, easy poison and ice type. But just poison and steel? Yeah, you have me kinda confused as well. Honestly, if I didn't have Dieternox? DarknWindie's probably facepalming right now on my pronunciations, but if this poison computer virus wasn't in front of me right now, I would have some trouble thinking of the design for this typing. However, a computer virus that isn't Porygon Z works pretty well. Make it all walled up like this guy, add a bit of purple in there to show the toxins and virus attributes, and boom, you got your Poison Steel Pocket Monster in the bag. Now as you can see, Fairy has had quite a few missing typings already, and it actually has the same number as Bug does. Fairy can get an excuse for being the youngest child out of the 18, but I still think Bug should have been similar to normal in the regard that it should have had a dual type combination with every other type, like Water and Flying by now. But to talk about Fairy and Bug, we also need to talk about Fire here. For our next 4 missing dual type combinations, we got Bug Dark, Bug Dragon, Fire Grass, and Fire Fairy. While Bug and Fire don't have the same number of missing types, they both only have 2 left remaining, so I decided to talk about them here together. The fact that we don't have a Bug Dark yet is crazy. Bugs are the nightmares of so many different people in the real world. Misty from the anime herself was terrified of these creatures. Why wouldn't you take insects and nightmares together and make it a Pokemon? It's practically given to you. Ariados could have easily worked in my opinion, seeing as people fear spiders, but then suddenly worship him when he becomes a man. But alas, that's not the case. So instead, we have Enteroach here, showing off the dark attributes of a cockroach. Tell you what, I've always felt as if cockroaches have had it bad. The poor fellas are just trying to live, and we're out here giving them a bad rep at massacring them. But DarknWindie added a burglar aspect to them, so I'm kinda cool with the dark typing in this case. But even without any crooked robbery, I'm sure many of you would have been cool with the typing anyways. As for Bug and Dragon, we have Onoxopia. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but that's all this typing is getting out of me for content. I think you understand what I mean when I say the Bug type really should have covered all of its bases by now. Fire and Grass on the other hand might seem like it's easy on paper. Have some sort of spice or chili pepper become a Pokemon and boom, you got your Fire and Grass type right there, but I feel like Pokemon's trying to split off the amount of dual starter typings we get, maybe in intervals. Gen 3 we got Ludicolo, Gen 6 we got Volcanion, maybe Gen 9 will be the time where we get a Grass and Fire type, who knows. But to steer away from the common chili pepper idea, here we have a Pokemon called Ashred. Just a Pokemon based off an Angle, which is an Iguani lizard, but yo, it really do fit the build. That green fire with the orange body and reptilian design, I'd be more than happy with a grass fire type like this. Let it happen. For Fire and Fairy, DarknWindie doesn't have too many designs himself. However, one that really stood out to me and the one that I really adored was Scarlet. Make the girl Little Red Riding Hood, a girl from a fairy tale, into an adorable little wolf based off of the said fairy tale, and then name her based off of her hood. Change the E in Scarlet to an I, and then boom, Scarlet, Fire and Fairy type. I gotta say, this design, name, and type choice is pretty genius, and I kinda want it to be a real thing now, I'm not gonna lie. Ground and Fairy is another type that both these types are missing. And honestly, I feel like a groundhog Pokemon or something would work here. It's not necessarily a fairy tale, but there's enough lore for the kiddies to think it's a fairy tale. But DarknWindie here has Dusty, a Pokemon based off of the Sandman. Nah, that's too many Spider-Man references for one video. Nah, but I don't mean that guy. I mean this guy from the classical fairy tales. Apparently he somehow puts you to sleep and then sprinkles sand on your eyes to make sure you have pleasant dreams. The opposite of Darkrai if you think about it, but I don't know, man. When I wake up, that sand is definitely going past my eyelids, so still kinda sounds like torture to me. This next type actually already has one Pokemon of its typing, but I want to talk about it anyways, and that's Dragon and Fairy. The only Dragon and Fairy type that exists so far is Mega Altaria, and since Megas are practically extinct at this point, you can throw one in here. Yeah, I'm not gonna get a Fakemon design for this one since Pokemon already has a design of their own. However, I'm gonna count this as an in-between unused typing. One that's there, but not there. Kinda like it's in limbo. Officially we have it, but do we really? Nah. And for our final unused typing, we have Rock and Ghost. The only type combo missing for Ghost after Hisu and Zoroark and Zoroark. And the perfect typing for Runerigus in my opinion. Really not sure why this is considered to be a ground type rather than rock. I mean, Golurk already exists as a ground and ghost type anyways, so it would have been nice to have a new dual typing with Runerigus. But hey, maybe they thought it'd be a better type for the competitive scene? I'm not too sure which type combo would have been better to be honest, but that's besides the point. For our final Fakemon design, we have Vaisol. If floating spooky rocks won't make for a rock and ghost type, then maybe a ghost that's inside of something made from ceramics would. I can't really put my finger on what this thing reminds me of. Maybe something from Zelda, or maybe something from my childhood stories, but feel a bit of nostalgia with this thing for some reason, so maybe I'm biased, but I do really want to see a design like this happen. And there we have it! All the unused dual typings in the game. After this, Dark, Electric, Ghost, Grass, and Psychic have one type combo missing. Fire, Ground, Ice, Rock, and Steel have 2 type combos missing. Bug and Fighting have 3. Poison has 4. Dragon technically has 1, and Fairy technically has 3. However, if you add Dragon and Fairy to the mix, it becomes 2 and 4 for them. And finally, Normal comes in at a whopping 5. So, I guess it's not as normal as a typing as we once thought it was. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to check out Really DarknWindie. I'll be sure to have a link to his Twitter and or his wiki down in the description below. Check him out and show your support. Be sure to check out my channel for some more PLA content I'll be posting all month in February. Take care of yourselves, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys on the next video, alright? Later.